Hey, everybody, welcome to our Sunday night Zoom call. I am excited to hear the stories that we share on this call. It's always so much fun. And tonight, I actually know JC, but I don't know his story. So we met as health coach in the health coach family. And so I just wanted to say welcome and thanks for sharing your story. JC, you're on.
My pleasure. How's it going, everyone?
Great.
Happy Sunday. I see Chelsea now.
There she is.
Becky, who I know, and everybody else who I don't. Well, a pleasure being here with you guys and spending a few minutes. And well, here's my story in a nutshell. It's kind of two parts to it. And what this program has done for me is just amazing. I was actually on medications for cholesterol, high blood pressure, and diabetes type 2. I was on the pill for diabetes type 2 when I had initially thought about doing some changes, and it was kind of a tough situation at that point. As you can see on the screen there, not a good memory, but you know what? It was a wake-up call for me. So what happened is I went on a journey to lose some weight on my own. So I lost 66 pounds, and I did it exercising 3 hours every day, 2 to 3 hours every day from 6 a.m. till 9 or 8:30, and I'll work an 8-hour shift after that. So it was brutal, to say the least. But what happened is after I lost the weight, I got in a relationship. We moved in together, and was now engaged to me, my lovely fiance. Both of us managed to kind of slack off on the exercise part of things, gaining half the weight that I lost in a month. So I gained 33 pounds back, and that's when I was introduced to the program by a good friend of mine. His name is Craig Chapman. He's a very famous dude. His pictures are incredible. Him and his wife lost 170 pounds combined. And it just blew my mind that they actually had lost that amount of weight in 7 months without exercise. So I was impressed, and I was at a point where I needed to come off all my medications. I actually hadn't gotten rid of any of my medications, just I was still taking them. But losing the weight in our program was just amazing. 6 weeks later, 33 pounds gone. As a result, I went ahead and wanted to look into the coaching opportunity to be able to pay forward, what this program had given me. And reason why is is simple. I love to help people. I always got this experience where people will come up to me and say, "Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, and you look great. What are you doing?" And I told them, I was exercising back then. And when I asked the question back to them, they'll say, "I'm not doing too good. I'm on insulin. I'm diabetic, or I'm got cholesterol, whatever." I didn't have a tool to do it. So I got certified to go ahead and become a health coach. And I just made a decision to become a health coach, and decided to pay this forward. So fast forward, now 2 years after I got off the program, not only have been able to maintain my weight within a 5 to 10 pounds fluctuation, but June 5th of last year actually was my last month with my former employer. So I left my job to do this full time. So, I'm happy. I don't have to stress. I interact with people like all of you guys, which always have a smile on your faces. Some of you guys may be on your journey or are thinking about it, or know some people that may want to come on and do this, with us. We genuinely want to walk alongside everybody. And this is why I am so passionate about what I do. And I have, I'm humbled to be, sharing this experience with you guys. And can tell you how many people have said to me, "Thank you so much for showing me the way and for introducing me to this program that has changed my life." I mean, the most recent experience is a couple whose husband is actually 308 pounds, and the wife not really big, but they both smoke. I never in a million years thought that I will sit down with a couple and I say, I would love to help you out, but it defeats the purpose of getting healthy with your nutrition and going down in weight if you're not going to give up your smoking. So I threw out this question and kind of testing things out and said, if you don't commit to quitting your smoking habit, I will not help you lose the weight, because you're killing yourself as it is with smoking, but you're not really eating, the food that you're supposed to be eating when you're supposed to be eating. And what we're trying to do here is to try to eliminate the use of bad habits and putting good ones in place. What do you say? They said, well, it's going to be a tough commitment, but, we're willing to do it. So I asked this question, and this is something that I guess got tears to not only my eyes, but theirs. And I said, you guys are both in your 50s, late 50s, and are thinking about retirement. Have you guys thought about what your life will be like once you retire if you continue to eat and smoke and continue to do this? Do you think that you're really going to enjoy the time with your family or whoever you want to, enjoy the life of retirement with? Is it worth continuing this trend, or do we want to change for good? So the wife stands up and says, hey, no one's ever talked to us the way you just did. And I said, I like to make sure that you understand I am coming from a good place. I was in a place myself where if I didn't make that choice, then my life wouldn't be as it is now. Maybe I wouldn't be around because I was going on a path that was destroying me. So I don't want you to go through that. So what do you say? So the wife goes, I'm glad that you gave us the kick in the ass, excuse my language, that we needed. But honestly, it is the best thing that's ever happened to us. So I get these phone calls now, and they say that not only they get to save some money because they're eating obviously at home, but they're learning good habits, and they never thought that a bar and a shake every 2 to 3 hours and some other things, that we have on the program, obviously, can actually be sufficient food to keep you satisfied and enable you to not only lose the weight, but feel energized. So it's amazing, the things that you experience as a coach, you know what I mean? And being able to have that tool that you can use to pay it forward is a blessing. It really is. So I'm hoping that I can continue to connect with everybody else. And if you guys are in this journey to change the lives of many, I'll tell you, there's a lot of smiles yet to be made. And you have that tool that will help them put that smile and gain that health back that they need. So we're all here for a reason. So I appreciate your dedication and also the time that I have to share my story with you guys.
Thank you, JC. You know what?
Absolutely.
I am amazed at how many times people will go to the doctor and the doctor won't tell them you need to lose weight and you need to stop smoking. So I love that you told them that, number one, but I absolutely love that they said, thank you so much for telling us that. Because I think that traditional medicine is a little, I don't know, they're hindered by what they, all they know to do is to give pills and, more medication and not so much about changing their behavior. So
I agree.
Good for you for bringing that up.
I agree. And actually what I come to find out is that doctors made some profit, obviously, on some medications. So they'll go ahead and be very, very much for that particular medication. What options are, there's so many more options out there where they can give you not only something that's still going to help you out in a way, but they're actually looking at the profit margin rather than your health and well-being, so they don't care whether you smoke. They know that if you obviously need some medicine for whatever problems you have related to smoking, then you'll keep coming back, and it's putting money in their pockets. God bless their hearts for doing research and finding things that can help us out in some way. But I keep saying to people, if food can kill you, but you understand that can also heal you, why can't you use food to live a lifestyle that you never thought was possible? All you have to do is learn the basic principles and keep moving forward. And it's you actually makes that decision, not somebody else telling you about it, And that's the best part. It's like that. How do you strengthen your mind if you don't have the eager desire to move? that mindset. My mental coach says this, and it's true. Pain pushes until desire pulls, and it's true. So many people are in pain, like literally hurting, and they do not have the desire, the eager desire, to go ahead and make that change. That will allow them to see what's on the other side of the line there. I hope that we can continue this journey, helping people obviously to see that it is totally doable by simply making those small changes.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you started coaching full time how long ago?
That's been now a year and 6 months. Actually, no. I'm so sorry. This is going back to 2014. September 2014 actually is when I started. So
almost 2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years. Absolutely, almost 2 years.
Do you love it?
Do I love it? Really? Absolutely. I mean, I'm here on a Sunday afternoon, doing a Zoom call with you guys, not stressing that I have to get to work later on to work a late shift. My kids are here. We're hanging out, I mean, you can't put a price tag to that,
What did you used to do before this?
I used to work retail for Lowe's for 10 years, actually. 10 years. Exactly.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't miss the stress?
Absolutely not. I go to that place and I see, my old coworkers, the ones that still remain, and they said, "Do you miss the place?" And I go, "I don't miss the place. I miss the friends.
Right.
That's what it is." But you can see their faces are just so stressed out, and I was one of them at some point. So do I feel better now? Am I happy? Yeah, hands down. Amazed with what this program has given me. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's funny. I popped into work, I don't know, a month or two ago to say hi to one of my old patients, and saw some of the coworkers that I used to see in the hallway. They were all nurses and medical staff. And they said, "Where have you been? We haven't seen you." I said, "Oh, I don't work here anymore." They're like, "What? What do you, oh, that's why you look so happy. I think you look younger." I said, "Thank you."
Yeah, no, it's a great experience. I mean, you obviously wish you can give the same experience to the coworkers. I go back and I said, "Hey, it's possible for everybody. It's a great program, and the structure of the program is such that you go at your own pace. No one's putting pressure. You know what I mean? People don't. The people that love you and appreciate you. You can show them the way, but again, it's one of those deals where they are ready when they're ready, right?"
Exactly.
So, yeah, but I'm happy to be able to talk to them and see their faces again, and a few of the coworkers that I had have actually come on the program. They're still hesitant about coaching, but because they think it's such a hard thing to do, and it's really not.
If I will say, if they only knew.
If they only knew, exactly. I mean, it couldn't get any easier than it is now. Not when we first started. Obviously, I had to learn so many things, and now it's all there for you. You just gotta do is have the big heart and desire to learn and go out there and tell people what you have. Really,
exactly.
That's how it is.
Exactly. Well, thank you again. Does anybody have any questions for JC? Raise your hand. Unmute yourself if you do. Otherwise, okay. All right, then. Well, then I'm going to move on to Chelsea. And I also met Chelsea in our coaching family. And it's just been so fun to get to know everybody. We go to conventions and to our conferences. And it's like you meet people in person who you've seen on Facebook for all this time. And so it's kind of fun to get to know you. So I am looking forward to hearing your story. So Chelsea, take it away.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for letting me be on tonight, sharing my story with you. I started the program just over 3 years ago. I just had my 3-year health anniversary or whatever, my anniversary. I decided to start the program because somebody that I knew that I played softball with, he had done the program and had great results, and I had been looking for something for so long. I swear, it's like people say I've tried everything. I tried everything. My last thing that I did was getting injections at one of the medical weight loss places, and I really hadn't had any success. 2 years, actually 1 year before I started the program, I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. It's a thyroid autoimmune disease, and I had suspected I had it for a long time, but because of the way they were testing me and stuff, I was not diagnosed with it till I went to an endocrinologist and found out that I had it. So when I got diagnosed with that, I was finally hopeful because I had seriously tried everything. Nothing worked. And finally there was like an answer. And so I got on medication for my thyroid thinking, oh, great, here's like finally I'm going to get to feeling good and feeling like myself. And after a year on the medication, I hadn't lost any weight. I think I had maybe gained 5 pounds. And so, of course, I was just like, I had all this hope, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, maybe not. Like, I really felt like there was nothing that I could do that was going to help me lose weight. And I just finally at that point, like, felt like I was stuck for the rest of my life in this body that it wasn't me. I knew it wasn't me, and I wasn't really sure how to get out of it because I had tried so many things and nothing had worked. So when I met this guy that I played softball with and saw his before and after pictures, I just like, I have to try this. I don't know what this is. I've never heard of it before, but I have to try it. And I had seen some of his friends and people he had met through the program, and they had had great success. And I was like, all right, I'm going to, oh, sorry, my cat. I was like, I'm going to try this. And I did. And it was just like right away, I started feeling better, seeing results. And in my first 3 months, I had lost 47 pounds. I was doing a weight loss challenge through the city of Long Beach where I live, and it was a 3-month thing, and so 12 weeks. And I was just like, at that point, was amazed. The weight loss challenge was over, but of course, I was still going on the program, and it took me about 7 months to get to my goal, 7.5 months, and I lost 80 pounds. And a few months in, people were starting to notice, of course, and I think you see the weight loss, but I think too, people saw just like an overall change in me. And I feel like that, I say that all the time, is I wish people could see like the change that happened on the inside, just starting to feel more confident, going out more, where before I was like not going out to social events because I just was like, people were tagging me in pictures on Facebook, and it was like, I was deleting every single tag that I could find, and I didn't want to be in pictures. I was like, didn't want to see people I hadn't seen in a long time because I was just gaining weight. So I started going out again. I was feeling confident. I started being more assertive, like stuff that just before I was letting people just kind of, I don't know, mistreat me kind of, and because I just felt like I didn't deserve better, I guess. And then, so I started being more assertive, which was a big thing for me, and standing up for myself, standing up for other people. So it was more than just the outside physical change, which you guys saw my before and after picture. Obviously, there was a big physical change on the outside, but the inside really for me was the biggest difference. And I just felt like I finally was back to being myself again. So people were seeing that, my change. I also, like Trisha was saying, I became a coach like JC. I met her, Trisha and JC, through the program. And one of the coolest things for me, I think, was getting to meet people. And as a client, we would do some hikes and things. And so I got to meet these people that I was seeing on our client site on Facebook, and then actually meet them in person. I made some great friends over the last 3 years. Some of the people that I'm closest with now are people that I met either as clients or as other coaches on the program. And the community part of it, I think, is great. So my friends, some of my friends and my family, they obviously were like, okay, I need to know what you're doing. So I started coaching them. I became a coach just to help out my brother and a coworker, a couple of my friends, and then they had great results and they were loving it. So they were telling people, and from there, my business just kind of grew. I wasn't really expecting it to, but I found that I really, really liked the coaching part. And because I started coaching only a couple months into my journey, I wasn't at my goal yet. I think I started the program on August 21st, and I became a coach mid-November. So it only been a few months, 2 months. And it was really great for me because then I had my friends and my family doing the program with me. Like I was helping them, but we were doing it all together. And so that was really, really great. And directly or indirectly, I don't even know how many people I've been able to help get healthy, but probably 2,000 or so. And it's just been really, really cool to see that. Like my friend's dad, who he was just feeling really down. He wasn't really doing much. And then I just saw him. I went to Connecticut a few weeks ago and was able to see 2 of my friends and their dad who all did the program. And their dad is just like, he's a whole different person. He's out riding his bike every day. And just seeing that, and they thank me every time I talk to them. They thank me for saving their dad's life because he was just very depressed, unhealthy, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, but also just overall unhappy. And so to see that, like he's back to himself too. And so many people, my family and my friends and their family and their friends, and just it's amazing to see the difference. And then to see people join in our community, you know, and like Trisha was saying, going to the events and things, it's great because we don't get to see each other all the time except for on Zoom. Like people that live across the country, I see the local people, but I just really love that. Like people on the same mission as you, people that understand the struggles that you have, and people that will go out to dinner with you. And it was a big change for my friends and my family that weren't doing the program because we always, social things revolve around food and alcohol, basically. So I had some really great friends that and family that kind of like embraced what I was doing. And they would like go for hikes or bike rides or go out to dinner and like not get the bread or not get the chips. And they would order lean and green type meals and stuff. So even though some of them weren't doing the program, they were embracing the lifestyle that I had chosen. And so I think that was really, really great. And then some of them, even though they were already healthy and didn't need the program for health reasons, have then decided to become coaches because they saw how much I loved it, how it was changing my life and other people's lives. And they wanted to help other people, even though they didn't have a story of their own necessarily with it. But they just liked what we stood for and like overall health, that it wasn't a quick fix, that it really is a lifestyle change. And there's the mental component, and just overall it's such a great program. So I say it all the time, but I'm so grateful that I found this. It was just kind of random, and I feel like everything comes into your life for a reason. And there's a reason I got on that softball team and met that guy and joined the program. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have heard of it. And so that's kind of my mission, is to get the word out so that people know, because like I wish I would have found the program 10 years earlier. It totally has changed my life in so many ways, and I've met so many amazing people that it's like I wish that everybody knew that this existed. And I don't know, it's just awesome.
I love that story, Chelsea. That's so cool. Do you have a job? Do you only health coach? What do you do?
No, I'm a high school science teacher, so that's my main job. I do the health coaching on the side. It's nice because I have the summers off and breaks and stuff. But so the program's been nice for that. That was one of the things, was with the busy schedule and stuff. It was hard, so the program made that really, really easy. But also with the coaching, it's been nice because I've been able to, I have like a pretty set schedule with that. So I'm able to, you know, I work my hours during the day, but then grading papers, lesson planning, and then health coaching, those are all kind of flexible things. So I kind of just build my own schedule how I want to. So it's been really great that it's been able to mesh really well with my full-time job.
Very cool. Well, thank you. I love that. Anybody have any questions for Chelsea? If you do, you can unmute yourselves. All right. Well, then we will just quickly touch on our habit of health for this week. And because we don't want to just focus on losing the weight, because like JC talked about, it's about replacing bad habits with good new ones. So this week's habit of health is all about focusing on quiet time. So in your habit of health book at home, then you can go to page 314 and 315. So there's not even any workbook assignment this week. So Becky, what's your tidbit, your words of wisdom about quiet time this week?
Well, I know for me, before I started this program, quiet time was not something I focused on at all. So getting healthy physically, but also mentally, the quiet time has been a big thing for me. So I always thought, meditation was kind of voodoo kind of stuff, and, like, oh, I don't meditate. And maybe it's not meditation exactly, but I do take time to quiet my mind. Helps me sleep better, for one thing. And, when you don't focus and kind of quiet your mind, you get easily distracted. You bounce from one thing to another. And I know for me, sometimes that results in mindless eating. I'll eat something and think, well, why did I eat that? I'm not hungry. I'm just bored. I'm just not even consciously thinking about what I'm doing. So I just try to find times just to be kind of quiet sometimes. Maybe it's in the car. I won't put on music, or I won't listen to anything. I'll just be quiet, or I'll be quiet and observe things as I'm out walking. And when I'm waiting in line, I'll just kind of quiet my mind. And deep breathing is something I do more of, and especially when I'm stretching or exercising, taking good, deep breaths. So, those are kind of the things I've started incorporating, and I know it's made a huge difference for me, and just getting more focused and being more aware of, too, not grazing and just mindlessly eating. So definitely read those pages in the book. It's only 2, and it really just does kind of remind you. And if you've read them in the past and you haven't read them, take a couple minutes and read them again this evening.
I think that's an excellent idea, because it's scary how I always say to my clients, however old you are, that's how many years of bad habits we've built up. It takes practice and intent to focus and create new ones and make those the habit instead of this whole mindless thing. So thank you so much for sharing that, Becky. All right, guys, that's it for today. So I will leave it open to say goodbye, and we can sign off, and we'll see y'all back next week. Thanks again, JC and Chelsea, for you guys.
Have a good Sunday.
Your stories.
Thank you, guys. Great stories. Loved it.
All right.
Glad to have met you on our healthy journeys.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.